Hello, students. Welcome to class. Now, with me, you can see a particular question that is being displayed on the screen. This is an Olympiad mathematics question, and I'm going to be solving it. So, I need you to follow me carefully to watch and see what I'm going to be doing. Solution now. Okay, students, I'm going to make sure I simplify this question for your own understanding. So, I need you to pay attention. Now we have 8 raised to power x minus 2 raised to power x is equals to 120. Now, this question is actually an indices problem. The only issue here is that we cannot actually use the laws of indices that we know to actually work out this question. We have to improvise. Then follow me and see what I'm going to be doing now. Okay, now look at 8 raised to power x. Do you know that 8 raised to power x can actually be written in index form as 2 raised to power 3 and raised to power x? Okay, now do you know I can still write this as 2 raised to power x or raised to power 3? Now, why can I write this? It is because if I have x raised to power n and raised to power m is the same thing as x raised to power n m. Okay, now nm, it is commutative, so whether nm or mn is the same. So that is why I can be able to do what I've done. Then I will replace it, so that I'm going to have 2 raised to power x or raised to power 3 minus 2 raised to power x is equals to 120. Now, having this, I need to reduce the ambiguity of this question. I need to make it simpler. Okay, I'm going to do that by substitution, by mere substitution. So I cannot say let y be equals to 2 raised to power x. All right, this is a very important thing that I've done here because it will simplify my question, so that I'm going to have y raised to power 3 minus y is equals to 120. Okay, so y cube minus y minus 120 is equals to 0. Now you could not see that it is a problem of a polynomial now. Okay, so I'm going to work out this polynomial. Now recall that in my previous video I show you how to actually factorize and solve a polynomial. Now what we are going to do here is the try and error method. We are going to use it here. Now we are going to assume a value for y that when we substitute, the equation turns 0, just as it is equals to 0. Now look at, I'm not going to use any negative because negative is not going to work here, any negative number. So, and I don't want to use 1 because 1 is too small. Let me start with 3. If I'm going to use 3, if y is equals to 3, it therefore means that I'm going to have 3 cube minus 3 minus 120. Clearly, this will not give me 0. So I abandon this and I'll use 5 now. Let me see 5. 5 raised to power 3 minus 5 minus 120. Now this is 125 minus 5 minus 120. Clearly, it will give me 0. Hence, we can now say that one of the roots or one of the zeros is that y is equals to 5. So, if this is one of the zeros, it therefore means that y minus 5 is equals to 0 is a factor. Now, if it is a factor, let's look for other factors and find other values of y. So I'm going to divide. Remember your polynomial division. Okay, so I'm going to have this. Here I have y minus 5. Now, I'm going to have y cube. Now, just to make it look good and look okay and simpler, I will now have plus 0y squared. Okay, because we do not have 0, we do not have y squared. So I'm going to have it this way. Then I have minus y minus 120. So let me see what will happen now. Remember what we did in our previous video? You look for that term that when you multiply by y gives you y cubed. That term is y squared. So y squared times y is going to be y cubed. Then y squared times minus 5 is minus 5y squared. Then we subtract. Subtracting, I'm going to have 5y squared. Then I'll bring down minus y. All right. So I'm going to have plus 5y here now. So that when I multiply by y, it gives me 5y squared. Then I'm going to have minus 25y. Of course, I'm going to subtract just as I did earlier on. And this is going to be 24y. Then I'm going to bring down my minus 120. And of course, this is going to be plus 24. So that I will have 24y minus 120. Okay. Once I subtract, okay. Now, I have y minus 5 as one of the factors. Then I have y squared plus 5y plus 24. All right. Now, but you see, I have to break down this particular quadratic equation. Now, but from the look of it, this quadratic equation is not factorizable. Now, since it is not factorizable, I cannot have other roots from it, okay, that are simpler as y minus 5. But again, not just that it is not factorizable, we should check, do they actually exist? That is, the zeros of this particular quadratic equation, do they actually exist? If we want to test it, we are going to use this b squared. Let's see. If it is less than 4ac, then it does not exist in the real plane. That is, it is imaginary. So we can check. Now, b, of course, b is coefficient of y in this case, so it's going to be 5. So I have 5 squared. We have 4. A is coefficient of y squared, which is 1. Then c is 24. Now you can see that 25 is actually less than 96. So the roots are imaginary. So the only thing we can do with, or we can work with, is y is equals to 5. That is the only existing or real value that can actually be a solution to the polynomial. So if y is equals to 5, recall that we made mention that let y be equals to 2 raised to power x. Now, what I'm going to have here is 5 will be 2 raised to power x. Now, to work out this question, we are going to take log. Okay, we're going to take log of both sides. Now, on doing that, I'm going to have log 5 is equals to log 2 raised to power x. Now, recall this log has a base of 10, okay? So you should take note of that, all right? Now, there is something that I need you to remember or to recall. Under laws of logarithms, recall that if I have a log of y raised to power n and the base is x, then it is equals to n log y base x. Now, this goes vice versa, okay? So I can move now. Once I'm moving, or I can write this as log of 5 base 10 is equals to x, then log of 2 base 10. Now, looking for my x, I'm going to have that x is equals to log 5 base 10 all over log 2 base 10. But I need to simplify further. Now, on simplifying this further, I will need the knowledge of change of base under logarithms. So now let me show you what it means. If I have log a base b, and I wish to change it to base c, this is going to be log a base c, then all over log of b base c. Now, both the number and the base will assume the base of c. Now, this also is both ways. So I can move from here down to this side. Now, if I decide to do that here, then it means that my x will be equals to log of 5 base 2. That is just it. So I have now concluded. This is the final answer. This is our answer, which x is equal to log 5 base 2. Now you can actually test or check your answer and you find out that it is actually very correct. Now I've taken my time to explain this, and I want you to continue to follow me. Don't forget to subscribe. I have very, very good and interesting videos coming your way. So don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to pass your comment and like the video also. I want to believe it's a very good video. Okay. So thank you for being with me.